We have two new tropical systems. One of them is a bit surprising. This is the start of the final surge of tropical activity going into December. I'll go over what we can expect from these two new systems, future systems to come, the potential intensities, here exclusively on TBF Cyclone. The CBF Cyclone Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. Starting with Tropical Storm Kodo. It currently has 60-mile-an-hour sustained winds. It developed overnight. It has since quickly intensified, now up to 60 miles an hour as of the latest advisory. It's forecast to continue intensifying eventually into a typhoon by tomorrow. 80 miles an hour is the forecast peak intensity, and it is looking pretty organized right now. It's kind of looking like it's at that point where it can rapidly intensify. However, that's only forecast to get 20 miles an hour higher than what it's at right now. Wouldn't be surprised if we get to 85 or 90 with the storm, but then by Thursday it should start to weaken, and then by Sunday it doesn't quite dissipate. It's still at 60 miles an hour, but it should dissipate going into next week. I will show you the forecast models later in this video. Cyclonic Storm 4B currently has 50-mile-an-hour sustained winds. This one's a bit of a surprise. I was not expecting this to develop because it was too close to land, and then not many forecast models were showing it developing. And then even when we look at it on satellite imagery, it does not look like much of a tropical cyclone. It's likely already at its peak intensity. In fact, I'm not even totally sure if this technically is one because we don't even have a pressure for it. The only pressure readings are previously this morning. And then it says it was a depression previously, but that's not true. I don't really know what's going on. It happens sometimes with storms like these, especially when they're short-lived, and it's mainly like not in the Atlantic storms. These storms coverage is not that great. And then there is another disturbance. It's not being marked. It's maybe not even an official disturbance right now, but there is a little area right here. I'm going to start with the Google AI forecast model in terms of forecast models. Starting with Tropical Storm Kodo. The Google AI forecast model shows it moving quickly, and then by, I believe that is tomorrow, strengthening into a typhoon, and then by Thursday actually reaching its peak intensity, and then moving toward Vietnam by Saturday, weakening a little bit, and then dissipating by Monday, or weakening to a depression by Monday, and then, or maybe that's dissipating, my bad. So dissipating by Monday, east of Vietnam. And then the other storm in the Indian Ocean, they show it not living much longer. They didn't even show it developing. And it's not really that developed anyway. They show it dissipating almost instantly anyway. And then there is another storm near Sri Lanka, which isn't marked as a disturbance right now, but it was previously. I don't really know what's going on with that. But I do expect it to develop and then hit India pretty quickly, but going into December. And then after that, if things might look like they'll get a little quiet, the Google AI model has lately been forecasting some typhoon, pretty strong typhoon, developing in the Western Pacific. But looking at other forecast models, I don't see any of that. There's maybe a little spin in some of them, but the Google AI, although they have been very accurate this year, they are the only ones showing that. Starting with the European forecast models for the previous forecast models that have been used in a lot in history. The Google AI model is actually relatively new, as like this year has started being used. I think it's around since like 2022 or something like that. But they do show the system developing near Sri Lanka. They don't even really show, the European doesn't really show the system even developing. And then they also show this Kodo strengthening into a typhoon, and then weakening before hitting Vietnam, but still hitting Vietnam. And then the GFS model shows all three of these storms developing. They kind of show this one developing, getting pretty strong. Um, I'm still saying developing because even though this is technically developed, it doesn't look like it. And then the GFS model shows this system in the Indian Ocean weakening before having a chance to hit India. And then the other system, they actually show it kind of lingering around near the Philippines a little bit longer before making its way toward Vietnam. And then the infrared satellite imagery on all of these systems, starting with Tropical Storm Kodo. It has really high cloud tops and it's looking like it's starting to rapidly intensify. And then this storm, maybe there's a little bit of a spin, but there's a lot of wind shear. That's upper level winds trying to tear the storm apart. So it's going to prevent too much. It's going to prevent quite a bit of development. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching and see ya.